I'm Dean Cifola, and this is the Azure Academy. So continuing our fundamentals series, we're going to talk now about the Azure portal. So the Azure portal is a web interface that you can use to manage and build out your Azure environment. And it's not the only way that you can interact with Azure. There are many other ways and tools that you can do that with, from command line tools like the Azure CLI, Bash Shell, SSH, PowerShell, other programming languages, C Sharp, F Sharp, APIs, Azure templates, as well as other tools like Terraform. There's many ways to interact with Azure, but right now we're going to focus on the portal. And here's what the Azure portal looks like. As you can tell, this is starting out very bare bones so that we can start from scratch. And I wanted to show you just what the basic layout is in this video. So we're going to start over here in the top corner. This is you. This is your identity. And as you can see, it has my name and email address. And then it has your directory and your domain, which is linked to Azure Active Directory. And then next to that, you have a directory and subscription filter. So you can have multiple subscriptions and directories that you are a member of, and you can look at those different interfaces. Then there's help and support. So if you have an issue, you can put in a trouble ticket, and someone from Azure support will respond to you. You also have feedback, and Microsoft loves getting feedback. So whether that is that you like what we're doing or you don't like what we're doing, you want to help us to improve what we're doing to make it more usable for you, then by all means give us all the feedback that you want. There's no such thing as bad feedback. Then we have our settings icon, and this is where you can do customization of your layout. Like I prefer a dark theme instead of these lighter themes. And then you can also do high contrast themes if you need to for people who need more visual help. I also prefer to turn off my toast notifications, and that's our notifications icon right here. And then you have what language you're in. Then we also have ways to export all of these settings, which will give you a XML file that basically you can upload if you need to, or give to someone else so that they can have the same portal experience that you do. And then you also have at the very top here a way to get logged out after you're inactive. So if you leave your session open and you just minimized your browser, then eventually your session would log you out, and which is just another nice security feature. And as you can tell, it can be any of these standard or custom durations. So I'm going to come back to this button later. This is our Cloud Shell. We'll talk about that in another session. And this is our notifications icon. And right now I don't have any notifications. And then we have our search bar. So this is a global search bar. So any resource or resource type that I type the name of here will show up. So if I did something like, helps to spell, network interface, then it would show me network interfaces as a specific type of resource. Okay, and then of course you can see here some of my recent searches. And then we have ways to report bugs in case you run into an issue. And then there's this section here. This is the dashboard. And you can have multiple dashboards, and I do. And you can create new dashboards here, and then you can download the dashboard configuration, upload them, edit your current dashboard, share it with others who are part of your same Azure Active Directory, put it into a full screen mode, delete it, clone it, customize it however you like, and then once you're done, you're good to go. So on the left here, we do have this collapsible section, and I prefer to have it collapsed just so I can have more real estate. And you can see here a bunch of items, and this is also customizable, and that's here in your all services. Now, if you remember from our last session, we talked about the documentation and how in the Azure documentation it lists all the different resource types. Well, here they are again, all the different kinds of resources that you can deploy into Azure. And when you click the gold star next to something, it becomes a favorite. So if I do that here for container services, you can see it shows up at my list, and then I can move it to wherever I would like. So I'm going to turn that guy off because I don't need those right now. And then you can also search in the all services. So maybe I want to look up something about policy. Well, there you go. If I wanted to look up network, so here's all the different words that have, or items that have network in it. And once you select however you want this taskbar to be laid out, then you're also good to go. And these are just quick ways to get to certain kinds of resources. And let's do some customization here of our dashboard before we end this session. So I'm going to hit the edit button, and you can tell now we're in the customizing mode, and you can choose from all these panels over here as to what you want to put on your dashboard. You can additionally pin things to your dashboard, which I'll show you in a second. And so I'm going to just drag some items out here onto my dashboard just to get us started, and just lay them out. However, doesn't really matter right now. And I'll put this guy over here. And I think that's good for right now. So as you can tell, within a few seconds, I was able to customize my dashboard. This one is a video that you actually would have to specify a link for. And you can also do this for pictures. But I'll skip that for right now just for time's sake. So you can load up your dashboard with all kinds of stuff, and then when you click on those items, it takes you right there so that you can do something with that item. And then we have up here our breadcrumb, and this is how you can get back and forth between any of your resources that you're in. So as you can tell, I just clicked on this item, and now we go back. I can go to the marketplace, which we'll cover in another session. Then I can go back, and you can also get back to your dashboard right over here. And that's pretty much it for customization. So I just want to give you a peek now at the dashboard that I use regularly, just to give you an idea of what you can do with a dashboard. And I've just got some stuff here around specific resource groups that I use, and got my clock here, Azure Security Center, a template that I deploy quite often, and then we have some monitoring aspects that I was looking at, as well as Azure Global Health. So that's it for the dashboard overview, and in our next section we'll talk about building some resources.